This is our 10th day talking about the story of Joseph. And we haven't even really gotten started much in the story. And we've just been laying out the plot of these brothers who had determined they were going to kill their little brother because they've had enough of him. They were resentful, angry, they were rejected, and they knew that their father loved him more than he did any of them. And they saw their opportunity because they're out away from the father, kind of out in the wilderness, and they felt like they could do this thing and cover it up, and Dad will never know. And it's an amazing thing about how the human mind can think these things. You think, well, I'm going to get away from it, away with it. There won't be no consequences. But we know that's not true. Because if nobody ever finds out, I'm talking about any human, the suffering that will take place in the heart of humanity, knowing that these things are part of your life. But here's young Joseph down in that pit that his brothers have put him there and have stated openly, we're going to leave you down there to die. No water, no food, no way out, no hope, despair. Many people have found themselves just in that type of situation in their life where they feel like that there's no escape from the ultimate doom here. And I believe that anybody who goes through something like that has to go through a transformation process in their life. When you come to the point to where you're desperate and there's no resources within yourself to correct and change the circumstances, and then you cry out to God. And it's kind of like the prodigal in the hog pen, an arrogant young man who demanded of his father, said, I want what I want and I want it now. He was transformed in that hog pen. And he said, I will go back to my father's house and I will become a servant. The same young man who so belligerently stood and maybe even shook his fist in the face of his father, that same young man is not the same. And I'm of the mind to believe that there in that pit, we don't know how long it was, probably wasn't very long because the brothers were up there eating, it says. And when that caravan come along, that was going to carry Joseph to Egypt eventually. But in that period of time, in that pit, sometimes short times it seems like a long time when you're dealing with something like this. Transformation. Because the person that we find later on in the house of Potiphar in Egypt doesn't seem quite like the same young man that, as one of my parishioners said, he was a spoiled brat. That's his words, not mine. But sometimes we have those moments, and they are life-changing, life-transforming. And sometimes they can be very beneficial. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.